guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Miss Yancy and this is my garden. Yes. Remember what I told you guys on the last video, that we are about to do a ton of harvesting, especially of the greens in the garden, because I haven't gotten to it. So today I decided to harvest all of my herbs. They're probably going to grow back, but I literally have to do a harvest of like all the herbs. I have herbs growing probably almost in all of my garden beds, and it was there for pest control, but now it's time to actually just harvest them. And I don't want them to all go to seed. A lot of them have already started flowering, like my lemon basil. And so what I want to do is harvest a bunch of them, dry it, and just process it in different ways that I want to use it, you know, throughout the year and throughout the other seasons when they're not growing. So you guys are going to come along with me today. We're going to harvest all of the herbs, and I'll take you along in my kitchen where we do some processing of the herbs, and I'll show you guys some of the things that I'll do with it, as well as how I'm going to store it. So come along.
One look and I breathe.
Today is herb harvesting day. Ow. Also, make sure you guys watch that live. By the time I post this video, the live would have already happened. So if you guys would like to be a part of the giveaway that I'm doing for all of my wonderful subscribers, for reaching 1K subscribers, first of all, thank you guys so much for subscribing to my channel. I am so grateful. Thank you for helping me reach my goal of 1K subscribers by the end of September, and September hasn't ended yet. So how exciting is that? I really appreciate you guys. So let's go celebrate that 1K subscribers. I'm gonna do a giveaway. So I'm gonna be giving away seeds. I'm probably gonna give away spices that I'm gonna create with some of the herbs that I'm about to harvest today. I'm gonna create my own spices, so that one lucky person is probably gonna get some spices, seeds, whatever it is, you know, that's in the giveaway. So make sure you watch that, be a part of the giveaway. Hey. Honestly, my goal for the end of the year is to have 3K subscribers. 3K is just a number that I came up with. I actually would love to have 5K subscribers, but you never know, you know. I guess aim high and you might fall right at that line that you're meant to be at. So I'm aiming high. If I'm able to get 3K or 5K, that's way more than I thought I would have gotten. Like, to even have 1,000 subscribers is so amazing to me. That just means that I'm providing value to you guys on this channel, and I'm grateful that you trust me with your gardening process, as well as everything else that we are going to be talking about on this channel. So thank you guys so much once again, and I hope you enjoy being here, and I hope you're enjoying all of my craziness and my gardening content, as well as the other content that's coming on. Let's get it started. Let's see what this herb bed is doing, and come along, y'all. All right, y'all, before we head into the herb garden, can I show you guys something extremely exciting? Oh Lord, first of all, this is my cantaloupe plant, and clearly it's having some issues, but it's the end of the season, so I'm not worried about it. And honestly, you guys saw on the last video that I harvested a cantaloupe. If you haven't seen that video, make sure you watch that video right after this one. Can you believe I have 2 here that's left? So I had 4 cantaloupes, and I harvested 2 that was right there. And the last video I harvested 1. So it seems like I've been harvesting 1 every other week, and then there are 2 that's remaining on here. So I had already given up on this plant. I'm like, you know, we're almost at the end of September, and this is my last cantaloupe for this season. And I was okay with that, because I harvested a ton of cantaloupes from this plant this year. So how about this, y'all? I'm minding my business, you know, just walking around looking at stuff, and then bam, look what I saw here. And it's so funny because I did not see it develop at all. And I've been coming in this garden the last week or so. I've been in the garden consistently, and I've been checking on the cantaloupes that were sitting up here that I told you guys that I harvested in the last video. So how come I didn't see this? This was actually like just hanging right here. So it was like hiding behind the leaves or something like that. And then I'm walking in there, and then I guess my eye just saw it, and I'm so grateful that I saw it, because it was like just hanging, and it could have fell, y'all. So can you believe I have another cantaloupe coming, and it's actually a decent size. And because we're still in September, I actually think that this is going to get bigger and it's going to develop and actually grow to the size that it needs to be as far as getting sweet, you know, and all of that stuff. So can you believe this, y'all? How exciting is this? I thought that was my last 2 cantaloupes, and this is my husband's favorite fruit. He loves cantaloupe. Just been so happy to be able to give him one like almost every week. And I cannot believe we thought that cantaloupe season was over, and then that surprise came. And now that I'm sitting here, I'm looking at this one, I just saw a little tiny one. And then just now when I came into the garden about to, you know, this is my herb garden bed, telling you guys we're about to harvest, and then look what I see down here on this plant. Look at this, y'all. Look at this. How amazing is this? Seriously, isn't that crazy? Now I'm like, do I need to go look around this entire plant to see what's going on around this plant? Do we have some secret cantaloupes that's like hiding in the bushes? Like, look at this one right here. That one is super tiny, so who knows? I'm not doubting it though. That's quite amazing because I totally stopped taking care of it. Look at the leaves. How amazing is that, y'all? Hey, cantaloupe galore. But since I'm seeing this and I see that it's a little big, so what I'm going to do is put you guys down and try to provide it with some support. The pantyhose, like the way I have this one. So I'm actually going to use these pantyhose up here and try to support this one and support the one that's back there. Look at all these flowers. It's quite cold. So this plant has been surprising me this entire season, and I am so grateful and proud of this plant. I am so proud of y'all. Y'all did a great job, y'all. Good job.
It is ridiculous.
All right, y'all, I am all done putting the cantaloupes in the sling. Now I think this little one right here, I don't think it's going to be successful because I saw like a little break in the vine. So it seemed like the vine broke in half because, you know, I wasn't paying attention to it, so it probably fell, or one of the animals that's been climbing on this thing probably caused it to break. So I don't think that one's gonna be successful, but I still put it in the sling to see what's gonna happen. This one looks fine, so I think that one's definitely gonna get bigger and become what it's supposed to be. But I also, while I've been on here doing this, I saw a ton of tiny little fruits that's coming up. I mean, you know, October in this area, it's wishy-washy, you know, with the weather, you know, as far as whether or not it's hot one day and may not be the next, and it gives more of like fall type weather, which is not too cold but not too hot, but then it will be one day where there's like a freeze, which is so weird. So if you're from the DMV area, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Our weather here is very strange. Let's go ahead, we're done with this, and I just wanted to show you guys that, and I really wanted to make sure I put some support on it to give it the best chance that it can get so it can develop, so we have more cantaloupes. So let's go ahead and start it with this. I'm really dreading this because harvesting it is not just harvesting. I actually have to process it. I can't just let it sit in the house because, you know, herbs, they go bad quickly. You can't just let it sit out like vegetables and stuff like that. So this is something that I have to like process after I harvest it, like today or tomorrow. So I grew it, now it's time to harvest it. How about that? I'm so excited. All right, come along. I see like a lot of bees in here. They're loving the flower. I hope they don't get mad at me, but I really have to harvest all of this. I might leave one of the flowers on there just so I could get the seeds for the lemon basil. But I'm gonna harvest a ton of them and still dry it. Like, look at this bee right here doing this job. Hey bee, good job, good job. This right here is the lemon basil. This is the regular basil. I really want to show you guys the other stuff in here, but this bee is scaring me. I don't want it to sting me because it's mad that I'm in his way. Here you go. So over there, here is the purple basil, and then the lemon basil, regular basil. I have some parsley. I have, wow, look at the parsley. I did not know it could get this big. That's amazing. And then under here, I have some oregano. I had some thyme that got squished by, I don't know if you guys remember the tomatoes that were in here that I had to take out of here, so it got squished by that. And then I have some mint, and it seems like this mint is going to flower. It's actually flowering, so it can make some seeds. And then of course this is my other tomato garden that I have on my cute little arch over here, and I have a ton of basil in here, more parsley, I have rosemary, oregano, and I have cilantro and stuff in here as well. So I'm gonna harvest all of that. In this bed I also have rosemary, but I have a lavender in here, and rosemary and lavender kind of look alike. I think I have chamomile in here, so my plan is after I harvest this entire garden, I'm gonna remove a lot of the flowers that's in here and put it in like containers. Let's get started with harvesting and go into process. So today for the herbs, we're gonna be using this basket that I purchased from a yard sale for $5. I had to go and get some twine and fix it over here and over here because the arm was coming off. Wow, look at this. Look how it's already starting to bud so it can flower. I'm sorry, but I think I am going to let some of them flower so I could get the seeds, but I want to harvest as much as I can. Y'all, look at all these peppers from back here that I'm not going to harvest until they turn red. I see a ton of red ones though, all in the garden. I see a ton of peppers I need to harvest, and I am actually going to harvest a lot of them today. So if you did not get to join the live that I am doing tonight, make sure you watch it, because I am actually going to be doing some harvesting on that live with you guys. So that's the live that I'm actually going to be telling you guys all of the rules for the giveaway that I'm having, where I'll be giving you guys some goodies from my garden. So make sure you guys watch that live if you didn't get to, because I'm not just telling you guys about what's happening with the giveaway. I am actually going to be harvesting, having some garden chats, and just giving you guys some tips and tricks on what made my garden successful this year and what were some of my fails as well. So make sure you guys watch it. All right, I'm about to put you guys down so that I can make this go a little faster. Alrighty, look at all this beautiful herbs. Ooh, they smell good. Oh, y'all, this smells so good. This is the lemon basil. When I tell y'all this smells so good, I think I'm gonna make some tea with this. It smells like some of the lemon tea that I usually buy. I buy a lot of herbal teas, and this smells just like the lemon tea that I buy. Wow, let me find out this is what they use. Okay, I might make some lemon basil and mint tea. I am going to leave some of these flowers for the bees. They really like them, so I'll leave some for them and let it turn to seeds and harvest the seeds. But y'all, look at this. Can I tell y'all I haven't gotten anywhere yet? This is what I've gotten so far. It already filled up the basket. How crazy is that? And it grew like a tree. I wonder if I let it stay out here during the winter, if it's gonna come back like on the leaves. Oh wow, y'all, this other purple basil was literally about to start flowering, and I didn't plant a lot of purple basil, so I just have like a few. So you know what, I think I am going to let one of them, if it grows again, I'm gonna let whichever one grow all the way up. I'll let it flower so I could get some seeds. Y'all, I see the bees like roaming around here, and I think they're kind of mad at me. So now I gotta be real careful because I'm cutting away their flowers. Please don't sting me. This lemon basil has turned into a freaking tree. Oh my goodness. It has turned into a tree. This is some oregano. Oh my gosh, y'all, look at this. This was thyme. Those tomatoes crushed the crap out of the thyme that was in here. Alright, so I'm gonna get all of this oregano. I'm gonna have to wash all of these things tomorrow and dry them. I'm gonna freeze some of them fresh. I'm gonna vacuum seal some of them. I have a lot of plans for these. These lemon basil have taken over this garden bed. Oh my gosh. They're not giving anything else a chance. I'm gonna go ahead and harvest all of these oreganos. See if I could get more of this oregano. I thought this was gonna be like a one-day thing, but I think I think this is gonna be a 2-day thing because I need to process these after I pull them out, and this is a lot of herbs, so I would not be able to process them all in one day. So I think I thought I was going to be able to harvest everything out of all of my garden beds. I don't think so. I think I'm going to have to finish harvesting another day. Let me cut some of this parsley. One of the things that I am so grateful for is the parsley, because I love cooking with dry parsley. So I'm actually going to dehydrate these and make some parsley seasonings, y'all. I am so happy about these parsley. Oh my goodness. I am so happy about them. Y'all have no clue. I get to make my own parsley seasoning. I'm always buying parsley to season my food with it. This looks like a tomato plant. What the heck? Look at this, y'all. This is definitely a tomato. I thought I got rid of all the tomatoes in this bed. I'm just now seeing another one that looked like it was really trying to survive. Oh, heck no. Let's start drying some of these. I am so excited. Wow, this is a lot of parsley, y'all. I cannot believe I'm getting all this wonderful, fresh parsley. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Now, this is what I'm always in a grocery store buying, and I have it in my own backyard. All right, it's clearing up, y'all. It's clearing up. The issue, what I have to come back for, is really going to be the basil. The basil, I didn't realize I had like 1 million basil. Sheesh. Mosquitoes are terrorizing me. Y'all, look at all of this. Look at all of this. Like, the camera is not even doing it justice. The amount of herbs that I just harvested, and I haven't gotten anywhere yet. Look at all of this. I haven't gotten anywhere yet. This is just out of my herb bed, and mind you, I showed you guys the other bed that's right there that have a ton of herbs in it. The herb beds still have a ton of herbs, and my basket is already full. I definitely underestimated the amount of herbs I had. So what I'm gonna do is continue this harvesting tomorrow, because I want to process these today at least, and then be able to have time to process the other one. This is crazy, y'all. Look at all of this. Yeah, so I don't think I'm able to harvest all of them today, but I'm glad I was able to harvest a ton of them. And in the giveaway, I think I might be giving you guys some fresh herbs if you want, or I'll give you guys the herbs after I have dried it and turned it into seasoning, so you guys can decide what it is you want from the giveaway when you win. I know a lot of people had issues with growing herbs. Herbs are one of those things that, you know, it takes forever to really like fully get there, but when it does, it goes crazy. Like, it goes really, really crazy. And that's what happened. I've been harvesting all summer long. I've cooked with a ton of herbs from this garden bed right here this entire summer. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to ask my neighbor if she wants some basil, because I have a ton of basil. I'm going to contact some of my family and see if they want some. If not, it's fine. I'll still freeze them and send some to you guys. Okay. I think I'm going to end this video here because I want to post this video for you guys at least tomorrow or as soon as possible. This is as much as I'm going to get today. It's just way too much. I definitely overextended myself thinking that I was going to be able to harvest all of it, especially at the time right now, and I got to get on live with you guys in probably like 10 or 15 minutes. So this is going to be it for today, but this is a massive harvest. This is a massive herb harvest. All right, y'all, so this is what the herb garden looked like after. Remember, I was telling you guys, I'm not sure if this is rosemary or lavender. I think it's lavender. Yep, I think it's lavender for sure. On the next video, I'm probably gonna harvest the rest of them. Even in my garden, I have a ton of basil in all of my garden beds. I'm not even able to film that video tomorrow because I'm gonna be too busy taking care of this right here. How much I have. This was a bountiful harvest for sure. All right, guys, we're back in my kitchen. And we are about to process these herbs. So I'm gonna confess, it's definitely been about 2 days since I harvested these herbs, and they have been sitting out, so they wilted a little bit. But this is the time that I have to actually put this together. So you guys are about to come along with me as I wash this, dry it, and then I am going to dehydrate it. This might actually go into the next day, but I'll see how long it takes to dehydrate these, and I'll let you guys know if I have to wait till the next day. But I don't think so, because these are herbs and I don't think they take that long to dehydrate. I'm using a dehydrator, so I'm super excited. Bought a dehydrator from Facebook Marketplace. It was brand new. I'm trying to tell you guys, balling on a budget. But all right, so let's wash these and process them, and I'm gonna make some spices. So if you participated in the giveaway, you yourself could get some of Miss Yancy seasonings, because I'm gonna create some seasonings with these, and I cannot wait to show y'all. All right, come along. All right, y'all, before I do that, I have to hurry up and get these plantains out of the oil because I've been frying them and I don't want it to get any more darker than this. Y'all, I am also boiling some peanuts. Am I the only one that love me some boiled peanuts? Yo, my family love this thing so much. So I was like, you know what, while I'm in the kitchen doing this, might as well make some snacks. I got the boiled peanuts, I got the fried plantains going. Now we can go ahead and make the herbs.
I miss my grandma.
You miss your grandma? I know she miss you too. All right, I am going to wash these first and then get to these because, oh my goodness, it's so much.
She does drugs This young lady came out and she is
All right, Alright y'all, so I am done washing all of the herbs and I am about to let it sit out here and dry for some hours so I can put it in the dehydrator. I'm so sleepy. So I'm about to go to bed and we're gonna continue this tomorrow. So I just washed all of them and then placed it on a paper towel and put it on my counter. And I'm gonna let it sit out here probably for about 8 hours. This is rosemary, by the way. And this is oregano. This is the parsley. This is the regular basil and the purple basil mix. And this is the lemon basil. I'm gonna let it sit out here for a couple of hours and then I'll pat it some more in the morning and then put it in a dehydrator with you guys, and then we're gonna end this video. All right guys, it is the next day. All of the herbs have been air drying after I washed it. So now I'm about to go and put it in the dehydrator. This dehydrator right here I will be using, it says Dehydrate. This is my first time using a dehydrator, so we're about to see how this goes. Normally I'll put it in the oven and let it dry that way, but I'm super excited to use my new dehydrator, and I got it from, guess what, Facebook Marketplace. And it was for a really good price and it was brand new. So I'm trying to tell y'all, let's load this dehydrator with our herbs and see what happens. All right y'all, so I am reading the instruction for this thing. Actually, I thought this was a dehydrator where I get to control the temperature, but I guess I can't. I think it's like one temperature, which really sucks. I was hoping it was gonna be something where I am able to control the temperature. Even though this was brand new, I washed the trays last night and let it dry because, you know, the packaging and all that, I don't want it mixed in my food. So I made sure I washed it, just the trays and stuff. I didn't wash the base because we don't want to ruin it. Begin loading with a single layer of food. These are the lemon basil, and someone was like, oh, once the basil starts to flower or bud, once it starts to bud, the basil is gonna have like a strong taste, or it's not gonna taste good anymore. And they say it was gonna be bitter. Tastes fine to me. The plans I have for the lemon basil is to really make tea. I don't mind if it have like a strong taste. I like my tea strong. So I'm gonna use the lemon basil for tea, and then everything else I'm gonna use it to spice my food. That's the reason why I'm gonna use some of the flower buds on this thing. Let's see how this goes, y'all. I'm so excited. Y'all, everything is in there. This is a Presto Dehydro, and they said all I have to do is put the plug into the wall, and I guess I do my own timing. I wish I had one that could do its own timing, as well as me being able to control the temperature. Or maybe there's a brand out there that would like to work with me, like a dehydrator brand. Send me a dehydrator and I review it for you. We can work together. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm gonna plug it up and let it dehydrate for maybe like 2 to 4 hours, and I'll check on it periodically throughout the hours. Maybe in the next 2 hours I'll check on it and see what it's like, if it's ready, and then we're gonna go ahead and process it together, and then I'll end this video so that I can give it to y'all, and you guys can have the opportunity to join the giveaway if you didn't get to, and you can try out some of the herbs that I'm making. Hey. All right, I'll be right back, y'all. All right, y'all, I just turned it on and it is going, and this is the sound that it makes. I was hoping that it wasn't a very loud sound. It's not that loud, but I would have preferred to be a little bit more quieter, like an oven. Am I asking for too much? I feel some air coming from on top, which means it's airing out very well, so that's good. Honestly, to me, the noise is not that bad, but I guess if to hear it on for like a long period of time will probably be annoying. Alright guys, so the herbs has been dehydrating for 2 hours now, so let's check on it and see what it looks like. Let's see what's going on here. Woo. It smells so good in this house. Some of them are still soft, so I think it's definitely gonna need to be on here for quite a few. Ooh, these ones seems much better. I wonder if it's because it's closer to the heat. All right, let's check down here. Oh wow, it seems like these are actually much drier than the one all the way on the top. Okay. I think I'm gonna let it stay out there for 2 more hours. Alright guys, that was the 2-hour check. It seems like the lemon basil, which are below the regular basil, it seems like they're dry. I'm gonna let it stay on there for 2 more hours because the one on the very top, which is the regular basil, they're not all the way dry. But I'm thinking the ones on the bottom are drier because it's closer to the heat. So that makes a lot of sense. It seems like the ones on the top is gonna always take the longest to dry. It doesn't matter what, because it takes some time for the heat to travel all the way up. So I guess next time I'll just, just use the first layer if I wanted to go faster. Alrighty, y'all, I'll be right back. I am done dehydrating these herbs. It took 3 hours for all of the herbs that I put on here to fully dehydrate. So let me show you guys. It smells so good. Isn't it crazy? All of the basil that was on top here, look how much there is. It is not a lot. It's so crazy. I'm gonna actually look for a jar. I'm gonna put that in there, and some of the plans that I have for these is I actually want to make my own spices, like mix different spices for like chicken and stews or stir fry, and just like to cook different things with. So I actually want to experiment. Thanks for coming along with me for harvesting all of the herbs that we harvested and getting to dehydrate it in our new Dehydrate food dehydrator. So I'm gonna actually end this video here. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being here. If you are new here, welcome to the tribe. Don't forget, click that subscribe button if you're new here. Hit that like button if you like the video, and of course hit the notification bell so that you will be alerted every time I drop a video or if I make a community post or go live. The notifications are so important, especially if you'd like to join us live.
Martha Lorraine's signature luxurious body butter is packed with all natural skin-loving ingredients such as cocoa butter, coconut oil, shea butter, vitamin E oil, and baobab oil. Whipped to perfection, it is lightly made to be easily absorbed into the skin without clogging your pores. This body butter is free of parabens, sulfates, and synthetic fragrances.
Your new bestie.